I have a question. Do you want to go back to 1985 or 1986 and change how things were made? Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Transformers Missing Link Ultra Magnus, based on its Generation 1 form and what it could lead to. Now, this wasn't the only thing that was brought up. There was a teaser image for the dramatic capture series Skywarp with the Insecticons, which is kind of like I guess, a sequel to the Reflector 3-pack with the Thundercracker, so it kind of follows up with that. You know, 3 Deluxes of Voyager Seeker. And we also had images of the toy show, not just feature this Ultra Magnus, but the Masterpiece Rat Trap, the Gen-style hybrid Masterpiece Optimus Prime. We've also gotten images of that cool dragon transformer that's part of the Japanese Beast line. But the main reason why I want to focus on Ultra Magnus is because, one, we've been hearing about an Ultra Magnus for quite some time now, so seeing the images gets us excited. Two, we've actually got to see how it's going to present itself, because I was very curious exactly how they're going to design this Ultra Magnus. And three, I'm personally an Ultra Magnus fan. One of the most wanted toys for me, I guess Holy Grails or whatever, is the Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. So anyways, we got this teaser image, which kind of gives us an idea of some of the colors for the figure. Obviously, it's not the full image, but you can kind of see what's going on. So it's definitely stylized like Generation 1, but you can see there's more articulation. It seems like the shoulders use ball joints, so that you can get more of an outward motion, but of course you got the forward and back, which is kind of like the original toy. You also have the elbows that can move, and it also seems like you can open the hands. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like the wrists will be able to rotate. I might be wrong about that. But you could also see from the bottom of the image how the legs are going to kind of shift forward. So it almost seems like the side panels for the legs are going to rotate, and then you've got the upper legs that kind of move on its own panel. That's probably going to work with the core Ultra Magnus. I don't know. I'm not sure if the core Ultra Magnus is just going to have its feet come up, or if it's going to slide in. Kind of like if anyone had any of the Mega Construx Halo exosuits and how the minifigure legs slide into those, you might get an idea of what I'm talking about. Or maybe you don't. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at what was presented at this toy show. So this is the gray prototype, mostly gray prototype for the Ultra Magnus. You can see that, you know, the armor setup is going to attach, and that's how you get the full character. And I like that he still comes with his gun, you know, the shoulder rockets, as, you know, he should. But he definitely looks like the proper G1 figure. Now, he's not in a specific pose, which I would have liked to see in this toy show. But what I think is also cool about that is it gives you kind of this feeling that this is the original Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. And it almost hides away exactly how the articulation has been updated. It's kind of like the Missing Link Missing Link Sunstreaker, and how if it's just standing there, it looks like the G1 figure, especially with the proportions, but then it's got all this articulation. So that's kind of what they're going for here, but it really hides it because there's so much armor going on with the figure. You could definitely see that on the shins. You could see that, of course, surrounding the torso. It's basically like a box. And then you can see the head, but you could also see the head's a little bit tilted, so I imagine it's going to use a ball joint of some kind. And then there, I'd like to point out that it does have the white cab for the inner core. You could also see that the front of the cab seems to be a separate piece, so it's going to be like the G1 cab where you can open it. I'm not sure if this means that the cab itself is going to be the same thing as the Missing Link Optimus Prime, and it's just going to attach to the Ultra Magnus. I think that's going to be the case because you can see some of the hinges are very similar to that. So either they're just trying to replicate that so it looks one-to-one with the Missing Link Optimus Prime, or you're still going to get that transforming Ultra Magnus cab. And I think they're going to go that route, because if they're going full on the G1 toy and just adding articulation, you kind of need the gimmicks to go along with it. But yeah, that's the big helmet. You can see how the shoulders have those giant ball joints, and you can see the sockets go into it. Anyways, moving on, we also have the shins. I kind of want to just show off. You can see some of the leg joints, so it's really hard to tell if the legs will be able to slide in. I think they will, but you can kind of gauge an idea of just how certain things are probably going to move, but I really want to see this in the actual motion. Anyways, moving on, we also have this. This is some sort of buggy thing that seems to be included. And I don't think this is from the original Ultra Magnus toy. Maybe it's from the original Diaclone. But you can see that you could put in the Diaclone driver, so it's going to continue that gimmick with Sunstreaker with the Diaclone figures. The actual car itself kind of reminds me of when Beachcomber was remolded into the Ruckus figure, or I guess it's just Ruckus. But yeah, it might be able to transform into something because it seems like the front parts will be able to flip down. I don't know. It looks familiar. It looks like it could do something. Maybe I just don't know exactly. Maybe I'm just out of the loop with Diaclone. But yeah, very curious. Seems like you could attach the gun as well. And then there's just another look at the Ultra Magnus. And I'm thrilled about this. I'm really excited for Ultra Magnus. And I think that they're eventually going to do a Diaclone Magnus based on the... or Delta Magnus based on the Diaclone colors. And the reason why I think that is because, one, it does come with the Diaclone figure, and two, this is coming from Takara, and they love doing their Diaclone stuff, so I think that's going to be the case. I think that's going to be the case of a Diaclone version, a Diaclone repaint. So imagine dark blue, a little bit more red, so I'm thrilled to see that, and I'm curious to see exactly what they'll do moving on with Missing Link, what figures they're going to do next. I'm really hoping for a Sideswipe, because if we got Sunstreaker, we got to kind of have Sideswipe, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, with that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those fun doodads, and we'll see you guys next time.